I didn't turn the mics on. My bad, guys. We're back. Episode 6. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think it's 7. Season 2 of the Commish Pick. Welcome back, guys, for another week of predictions. Got some good stuff to talk about today. We had some extra stuff happening and over this week, and we'll get into that shortly. But yeah, let's dive right into it, man. Let's get into what's going on. I'm here with my co-host Zach today. Bush is out sick again. Not sick necessarily sick, but he had his tooth that he had worked on last week ended up getting pulled out, I think, yesterday. So he's out for this week. So we'll let him recoup a little bit so he can go to work tomorrow. But Zach, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. Busy week again as usual, but that's how it goes this time of year. So, how about you though? How was your week, Matt?
My week was actually very entertaining. Just a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to get into too many details, but let's just say that all the hard work from not every single person in the world, but almost the whole league and everything like that, we are finally moving forward with some of our plans, and things are finally coming together. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
Yep.
But a lot of good things happening. Hopefully, the end of this season will be the right direction we're moving and go from there. What's up, Fluke? I see you on there, man. Hopefully, you can stick around. And your week, you said it was busy?
A little busy, yeah. The usual baseball, track, every other sport that's going on right now.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, those plans you keep talking about. I was kind of thinking about it because you reached out to me for an article like I did before. So, in the future.
In the future,
obviously.
I did. Yes.
Yeah,
so for the West Side. Yep.
Yeah,
so
but I might just do it.
I might just do the article and we'll
I might
release
just
it
do it.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Put it on the CMX network and see
Yep.
what's going on.
maybe.
Got some good things. We had to sign a new contract this week for CMX, so we'll talk a little bit about that because it has to do with football and some cross promotions and things like that for our fans and players and all that sort of thing. So, but I know they're not here to talk to us about our personal things. But before we get going, let's talk about some promotional of our players' businesses. We got Steve Barajas doing Art Beast Design, doing all the merch. He did get some custom shirts done, ordered, etc. I think the transfer stuff and all that stuff won't be here till Monday. So those of you guys that ordered those shirts, please, I apologize for the delay. I think he did reach out to you guys, but you can get personalized shirts at the games and for all the teams, and a lot of them right there on site. So shout out to him for picking up that baton, I should call it. Then, of course, we got old man Andrew Jones doing the voiceovers for the CFL and various CMX projects and all his other stuff. You'll hear from him later in one of his little commercial spots. So big shout out to my man, Mr. Andrew Jones. I feel like the comments are like very nonchalant today. Usually they're pretty popping up, but I'm sure once we get into the actual picks here in a second,
Yeah.
they'll start going. And then, of course, my man Ro with Bummy God Clothing. He's doing some good things with that. I had an opportunity to meet with him a few times over the last couple of weeks. I had lunch with him or lunch dinner with him a couple weeks ago at the Goat, and I'll be working with him on getting his brand put into a couple of key places in the future, and hopefully he can stop making chips for us and start doing his own thing. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of Ro, we're gonna hit his commercial real quick, and when we get back, we will jump right into the games. So be right back, guys.
Did somebody say bummy? Get yourself some bummy clothing at bummygod.com. That's bummy, GAWD.com.
Those of you guys that don't know, Rap's in the studio tonight, so I'm sure he'll be throwing stuff at us as we start talking about these picks, but he just stopped by to get some stuff, so he's going to hang out with us in the studio. So, little Haas. What's up, Haas? Doing that thing for you. Let's get right into it. We got the first game, Outlaws Hawks, 1 p.m. at Legacy. I have some notes here. I'm going to hand this over to Zach, let him jump into it a little bit. Some of the notes peppered in here are from Raph, too, with his little take on some things, so I won't tell you whose is whose, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure that out. So let's get right into this first game. Go ahead, Zach.
Kind of the same thing that I said last week with the Hawks. You got to find small wins here and there. This Outlaws team obviously coming off of an emotional win over the Phantoms, the rival. That game, I watched all the film on it. It was pretty crazy, actually, the way that it happened with,
Mm-hmm.
the Phantoms kind of coming back in, scoring and tying the game kind of late, and then obviously Carl Evans doing his thing on kick return. So, um, we'll see exactly what Outlaws team we get. I think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of Ben. I think we're gonna see a lot of Booby. Um, I know, obviously I'm not going to take some of your notes, but I think they're going to run for a lot of combined
Mm-hmm.
rushing yards, like you're
Yep.
going to mention here in a second. You're going to actually throw out a number. I'll save that. I won't throw out a number. But I I think this is the game that the Outlaws offense really comes alive. To be completely honest, do I think the Hawks score? No. I mean, it's really hard for me to say the Hawks are going to find the end zone when the only time they've done it this season is on, weird plays.
Yeah.
So
fluke plays.
yeah, and that Outlaws defense I think is good enough to, well, not I think, I know is good enough to keep them out of the end zone,
Yeah.
like most teams have. So again, if you're the Hawks, try to find a little bit of momentum, try to find a little bit of, I don't know, positives in a game that obviously you're going to be, outmatched pretty much at every position.
Yep.
So, but I'm gonna Outlaws. I'll go 31-0.
Okay.
Outlaws.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I had
Yeah.
the similar notes of, Ben's been looking really good this season. Once he hits outside the tackles, he's just off to the races. So
Yeah.
Regardless of the past and things that maybe him and I have butted heads on, I will give credit where credit is definitely due, and that's where it's due. Right there with him running the rock and doing his thing. Now, when we talk about the offense, let's talk about old big man Rico. I got him for at least 2 picks this week. I think he's going to try to force it. They're going to get up a touchdown or 2, and he's going to try to start really overdoing it and trying to show everybody why he's there. And the unfortunate thing is we know why you're there, dude. You're a decent quarterback. There's no reason to force it down our throats, and we already know that. So, but back to the, you're talking about the running and the yardage. I got 150 running yards between Ben and Booby. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them is at 100 themselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than that combined.
I'm trying to be conservative and not be too disrespectful on the Hawks, because I think the Hawks defense, I mean, they're there. They get tired. They get out of place.
Yeah.
I noticed the last couple of games I watched, when I was on the sidelines, they were bickering a lot. Funny story, I was leaning up against one of the benches just standing there watching the game, and they came off and they were cussing. And, I mean, they were going at each other. I mean, almost to a point where they were about to fight each other. And somebody realized I was standing there, and I never saw something like cockroaches, bro. They all scattered from the bench. And so if you guys are watching, just because I'm standing silent doesn't mean I'm necessarily paying attention to what you guys are doing. But I appreciate the tentative of what you guys were getting into there. So,
yeah.
But yeah, 150 yards for Ben and Booby. And then we had Carl's name on here a little bit. We discussed it a little bit prior to the game, or the show, that he's getting a little older. It's not as fast as he used to be. So I'll let you finish on that note, because I know you kind of brought it up too.
Me?
Yeah,
I didn't bring that up.
Oh, was that Raph?
That was
That
was
yeah,
Raph.
throwing my man under the bus.
Yeah,
Raph
that was
did.
Raph.
Okay.
I defended Carl.
Yeah. No, Carl's
Yeah.
a hell of a player. But I do see. I think there was one play where he just gave up, and after chasing the guy down, and then number 25. I think he ended up picking up the slack. But I think number 25 on the Outlaws is having to throw a little respect on Jonte's number. So I know they've been roasting him every week. So I don't know the player's name right off the top of my head, but I'm sure he'll be out there trying to really do some good stuff. So,
Yeah.
But I got the Outlaws in this game. I'm right up there with you. I'm going. What do we got? I'm going to do 28-0. I think they score 4 times. 3 of those will be on run plays, and then they'll just kick the field goals.
Yeah.
I think Bush's stuff came in too.
Yeah. While you look that up, I will say the one thing that we know of, at least with the Hawks, is we know they at least watch film, right? So
I wasn't going to go there, but
that's fine. I'll go there. We know at least they watch film.
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps a little bit.
We had Bush. He sent it was 36, so he's given the speaking of, I mean, I think the Hawks, one last note, I think the Hawks quarterback, the new kid they got, he'll definitely he's going to be balling, the best he can. I just don't know if he has all the weapons around him to make it really efficient enough to get more than 6 points. So,
Yeah.
all right, there we got it. So we got Outlaws going into this game. I do hope, a little advice to Tyson and his management team, that they let some of those starters rest a little bit this game, because I think they have a pretty difficult end of the season. I mean, I guess they can talk about the Thunder, but they have some big games coming up over the next couple of weeks, and you want to go into playoffs kind of rested. So I would anticipate, Brandon coming out and playing a little bit, and some of those second string guys, getting on the field. So, but yeah, moving on to the next game. Got that one. What do you got? What do we have next?
The Rebels and the Canes.
Oh, geez, this game's going to be fun. We both got to spend some time. I don't say spend some time, but we both have a little inside information from both the teams. So we both agreed we would keep some of it not on the show.
I'm not saying a word for this game.
He's not saying
word. There's no prediction from me.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying a word. You're not getting any. All I'm going to say, and you can leave it on me for this, two good teams. The Canes, look, the Canes are number one right now. Like, the Rebels are the underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Canes were saying, like, oh, no, we're picked to lose. No. You guys are number one team. The Rebels are coming for you. It's not the other way around. It's going to be a good game.
Correct.
It's going to be a defensive battle, I think. It's going to be one of those games that it's obviously very physical. It's two good teams. That's it. I'm not saying anything else.
You're not going to say another word, huh?
Nope.
Right,
no predictions from me, nothing, because obviously I'm suiting up.
I'll make it for you, guys. He's going with the Rebels.
Nope.
He like he does every week. So
I pick the Canes every week too.
Well, they haven't played each other yet. So
I know. So you don't know what I'm going with.
You're going with the Rebels. You can't deny your team like that, man. Especially when you're wearing their jersey and helmet tomorrow. So you can't do that. You have to. He said chest. I'm not sure what that means.
Rose said, "Get me off the show." That's fine.
All right, let me get into it. So, it's not inside information. I think most people know Fish is out this weekend for a family event. I believe his brother's getting married, so congratulations to Fish the second. I'm not sure his first name, but shout out to Fish and his family for that fun event they'll be doing this weekend. But that leaves a huge hole in the offense. I don't know if Litchy's going to be there or not. I guess the original OC. I know he got a new job, and there were some things, he just wasn't able to make some of the games and stuff, so Fish took back over for continuity and fluid of the offense, but now that leaves a huge hole. So my thought is if Litchy doesn't show up, I think Rob Gray's going to try to run the offense. So little nugget out there for those guys watching from the Rebels. That should be very interesting to see, because Rob's a defensive guy. Most people don't know who Rob is. He does that. Donna. The O-line coach going to be calling the offensive plays. I like it, ref. I like it. Which, now you have Penn going up against Rob, which they're good friends. They've coached together. I don't know if they're good friends, but they know each other. They coached with each other when, we saw the sergeants around. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch Rob's defense go against Penn's offense. Why are you smirking, man? I see.
Because Tossie asked a good question. I was going to ask the same thing. Why'd you laugh when you brought up Rob?
Why did I laugh when I bring up Rob? I don't know.
You said Rob's going to call the plays, and you started laughing mid-sentence.
I started laughing because I didn't know Rob even knew what an offense was. He's only ever done defense, and I'm aware of. So to listen to him or imagine him trying to run an offense that he's never ran before is going to be comical, I think. But this will be an opportunity for Arturo to really step up and take it over. So, yeah, Art calling the plays. I figured that would be happening.
Rob.
So, these guys. But, yeah.
Oh, man.
They're funny. But let's get back into it. So, now let's talk about the Rebels' offense since we're on offenses, right? So, they seem to have their high moments and their low moments. So, I'm really anxious to see how Penn handles that this weekend, especially with the Canes, defense who's been pretty solid this season and things like that. So I'll say it. Are we going to see the Viper offense again, or do we have a whole new offense put in? I need your comment, Zach, before Tossie Burner gets on you. He said no. He doesn't know.
I don't know.
He said if they're watching film.
I've practiced one day this
One-
season. So
So you're suiting out on the bench.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get
Yep.
the inside scoops
Yep.
for the game.
I'm riding the bench this week.
Right.
Yeah. I put on my helmet for the first time Wednesday since July when we played that championship game. So
Nice.
if you think
Is
I
it-
know everything, then you're
Is
out
it
of
the right color though?
What, my helmet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to buy a new one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Any other comments for this one before we get into the action? You said you're not putting your predictions. I already kind of told you. Yeah, you're going with the
Okay.
Rebels.
hiss.
Yeah, I'm always for the underdog. Those people that do know me or around me, I'm always for the underdog. So I'm going with the Rebels on this one, but it's going to be a very tight game. So we have to keep it pretty reasonable. So it's going to be 14, because I know you guys have a pretty good kicker. So 14-8 Rebels. Go ahead, get your predictions. Go ahead and tell us what it is while we wait on Bush here.
You just want a score prediction from me?
Just tell how many points you're going to score on the Rebels. And then you can tell us how many points the
How
Canes
about-
are going to score.
No. Never mind. I don't know what Chris is talking about. I haven't even talked to Chris this week. Chris Gabaldon.
That's my guy, Chris.
Yeah.
Hopefully him and I can have a beer in the stands for the 7 o'clock game. Treats on me this time, Chris.
Yeah.
So Bush came in at Rebels 20, Canes 18. So I think we'll put it out there. I'll be watching film, throwing punches, anything, even if it's flagged. We're gonna make some money this weekend, Raph.
Ro said he hopes it's a tie.
He's. I don't know, Ro. Are you shooting up this weekend? We'll get into that game here in a little bit. Let's hit a quick commercial from Sozo, and we'll be back to the action here in a second, guys. All right, back to the action. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Sozo, our sponsor. They should be there this week, and I believe the doctor, the actual main guy from Sozo, will be there on the sidelines to talk to you guys about post-therapy and all the things they offer. I know they're giving out some discount codes and some reference stuff for our players, and looking forward to seeing Rachel and her team. If you're wondering why they haven't been out there every weekend, there were some staffing things happen, so they have to kind of alternate the weekend. So Rachel's only able to make it every other weekend. So, but she should be there definitely for the 4 and 7 o'clock game. I'm not 100% sure about the 1 o'clock, but she'll be there. So, all right, moving forward, we have the Thunder and the Titans game. So we're moving down south for the third game matchup. This one is going to be, to say the least, interesting. As you guys know, I've been following the Titans for the last couple of years, a little more than some other teams, just to make sure they've got everything they need, and just make sure they've got their checklist done and stuff like that. So I've been watching them closely, and then of course we have the Thunder, where we've put one team in Tucson, and unfortunately I've been pretty disappointed with the Thunder. And Freddie and Vanessa and I've talked to them a couple times over the last few weeks, and I don't know what's going on down there, and I don't really know how to fix it. I don't know if we can fix it. Raph and I talk about it almost on a weekly basis, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Something's not jiving down there, and I don't know what it is. Either it's the coaching. You can't say it's the players, because they have some amazing athletes on that team. Some guys that are, smart, in shape, all that stuff. So is it because we have a better league this year? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is on that one. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I want to say that players wouldn't have left for the other leagues, right?
No,
I mean, I don't think anyone left. I don't know. I really don't know. Because even last year, I feel like they were more competitive than they are this year.
yeah. I think they went 5-5 last year.
Was
and
it
they were in
5-5?
the upper division too.
Something like that.
6-5.
6-5.
Oh, 4-6.
6-4. Okay. Or wait. Yeah,
4-6.
6-4. Okay,
6
got
and 4.
it. Yeah.
Because they came in on the 5th seed. Because I remember the Spartans made them come up here at 10 a.m. in the morning on the first playoff round.
The Spartans made them, or you made them?
I didn't make them. The Spartans did.
Come on, Matt.
No, I had nothing to do with that.
You told me you showed up to another team's house last night in a Spartan shirt.
I did. It's all right. I don't give a shit. Not on purpose. I wasn't even planning on going there until I was like, "What are you guys doing?" The person I was talking to, and he says, "Oh, we're doing this." I said, "All right, cool. I'm gonna swing over." I said, "They're filming they're using my computer for the show, so I got killed 2 hours. I'm not even thinking I had a Spartan shirt on. I'm wearing a CFL shirt today. I don't know what you want me to say, but anyways, yeah. So back to the Thunder. I just hope that something turns around. I'm not getting any too crazy down the road because anything can happen, but the best they're going to do is 2-8.
Okay.
And that second win is questionable tomorrow. So I'll get into my notes on the Titans. The Titans show up like they've been showing up every week against the big teams. Their odds tomorrow are very good.
Yeah.
I know the team's traveling really well tomorrow. They signed on Smooth and those guys, so I know there's some big players that have had a couple practices now. They brought back a quarterback from the beginning of the season that left for a little bit. Now he's back this week. So, yeah, if they can bring all those weapons and actually play as a team like they've been playing, I got the Titans all the way. But it's going to be a close game. They don't have a kicker, so it's going to be 12-6 Titans.
Before we get into the comments, because they're already popping off a little bit. You see that one?
Yeah, come on, Ro.
I don't know what's going on with the Thunder, man. I mean, like you said, they've got talent. Like, they do have talent at certain positions. They just can't. I don't know. Like you said, they can't put it all together for some reason. And it's mostly on the offensive side of the ball. Like, the defense, I feel like, can hold their own at times, but then they're on the field so much that
they get tired.
They get too tired. I don't know, but here's my question, because you would know better than I would. How are the Titans traveling tomorrow? By bus, or are they all going separate?
No, they're traveling by bus tomorrow.
By bus? Okay. So if the Titans have a full team, which they have 60 guys, right?
Yeah, their roster is maxed out.
They're maxed out.
Yep.
Now, the only thing with them is I wonder, are all 60 guys actually ready for game action?
Yeah, I don't know how that
You know what
answer,
I mean?
but if you can go down with depth, that's usually what kills a team that travels is you show up with 30 guys and you can't make it through the full game.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Tucson are playing at home and they're showing up with 30 guys from what I've been told on the reports. But here's a fun fact for you guys. So, actually a couple of them, mainly about the Thunder. So, the Thunder have not won a game since week 7 of the 2021 season. To put that in perspective, that's almost a year ago to date. Just a fun little nugget.
So they started 6-1 last year?
No, that was the last time they won a game was week 7. I don't know what the record was. They beat the Spartans
well, if they
week
went,
7.
Well, if they went 6-4 in the regular season.
Yeah, that was their last win.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. No, I'll have to go back, but
I don't know.
That was
Never
the
mind.
statistic. That was the last game they won was week 7 when the Spartans went down there.
Okay.
And then they were second seed maybe, and then went 3-3 to the quarters, and then lost in that first round.
Okay.
Yeah, but the point is, like, it's almost been a year to date since they've won an actual game.
Didn't they start off? I feel like they
started off really strong.
Yeah,
super strong. They were coming up here and winning, and then I don't know what happened. So Raf's my statistician when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'm sure we'll get the thing here in a second.
I'm probably wrong on what I said, but I think they started off very strong and then just sputtered towards the end, right?
Yep, they beat the Spartans on an upset game, and then they went lost the next 3 games to go into playoffs in the 5th seed, and lost that round to the Spartans again.
Yeah, so that would be.
Yeah, so they were like 1-5, I think, or 5-1. Sorry.
Yeah, they had to be at least 5 or 6-1 then.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then here's a second fun fact for you.
Okay.
The offense has only scored 6 points in 4 games this season. At this rate, they'll have 12 points come week 10.
Wow.
So I'm going to try to throw some fun facts in there moving forward for each team. I just happen to have those 2 for this one. And then one fun fact for the Titans is their center. You brought this actually to my attention before show, is that he actually was. I'll let you talk about the center. I don't know his name, but I'll let you, since it's your bullet point. Go ahead.
I can't remember his name now. Top of my head, I can't remember. I'll be honest. I'm bad with names. But he did. I found out he did play at Chandler High, and he's a semi-recent graduate. So for anyone that knows Chandler, well, I mean, I'm sure most people watching know Chandler, but so he won a couple championships where he was a starting offensive lineman there, and he played under Chris Chick, which was one of the better offensive line coaches in the state before he passed away suddenly a year ago. So, but he went on to play. I think it was D3, and then COVID
happened. Okay.
COVID messed everything up, and he came back. I think he told me he was going to play like one of those JUCO, like Hohokam League teams, and then he decided to play for the Titans instead to try to get some film. But
yeah,
you know, we talk a lot about some of the guys who shouldn't be in the league. Duran, obviously. I think that center for the Titans is one of them, and I told him that because I met him on Saturday. I told him, "Like, dude, you should not be in this league." Because he's still young. I think he still has like 2 or 3 years of eligibility.
Okay.
So he should not be here. But he's good though.
Awesome.
He's good. And I saw, like I said, I saw his undershirt, and it was Chandler, and you know, obviously Chandler's one of the schools I cover for work, so I noticed that right away, and I knew he had to be pretty recent. So
yeah. So Raph did get me that. So the Thunder were 5-2 after that win against the Spartans in week 7, and then they lost 8, 9, and 10 weeks. So
got it. Yeah.
All right. So I had 12-6 Titans. What was yours?
Man, I think I also was thinking 12-6 Titans, to be honest. I think the Titans we always say that they're going to catch a team slipping, and I think this is the week they do it.
No, I think they're going to catch the Outlaws.
Oh, you think they're going to catch the Outlaws?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right.
But that's what Bush had, was 12-6 Titans as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go 12-6. It's not going to be a high-scoring game by any means.
Oh, no.
And I do think the Thunder will score, but I do think the Titans will get that extra score. I think probably late in the game, honestly. I'll call it game-winning drive. I'll call it.
Yeah.
So
there you have it, guys. We're going to hit a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Arizona Football Federation Game of the Week's predictions. We'll get into standings a little bit. We'll talk about the new contract CMX signed, and then we'll finish up with Game of the Week. So we will be back shortly.
Did somebody say bummy? Get yourself some bummy clothing at bummygod.com. That's bummy, GAWD.com.
All right. Shout out to Ro. There you go, my man. Appreciate the paid spot. Okay, so let's change it up a little bit. We added a couple segments last week. We threw in some extra stuff. Let's get into this Arizona Football Federation, basically just a news outlet that's following all the different leagues, and they come up with their little weekly game of the weeks that they feel is the games to watch. So we'll get right into that. First one is out of the Arizona Alliance League. We got the Avondale Reapers and the Avondale Tigers. I heard this is the Petty Crew was talking a little bit about it the other day, about it being the battle of Avondale, and then what was it, something about Lower Buckeye or something like that. So, anyways, speaking of which, so who you got of those two? I mean, do we have to pick? But
yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for these comments to start popping off here.
The Reapers, I guess. I don't really know much about either team except for what they did last year.
What they did last year, okay.
So I'll go Reapers.
Reapers, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to the Tigers for keeping it together, but the point is the Tigers have always struggled no matter what. They've always had a hard time just getting going. So, yeah, thanks, Dwight. So Dwight said that the Tigers last place in their league. That doesn't surprise me.
I actually do remember I saw a post where the Tigers were looking for a quarterback. like
wow,
this
still
week.
like this week.
I think it was
Oh,
this week. So yeah, I'll take Reapers by a lot then.
Reapers by a lot.
Reapers by a lot.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you, man. The Reapers, I'm definitely throwing. I'm gonna be with third Raph. I'm going 50-0 too. They're just gonna have a heyday over there. Now your camera's starting to wig out on
It's
us.
all good.
There you got it. So we both got the Reapers. I don't know if Bush chimed in or not, but I'm sure he'll be right there with us. He doesn't really care for either of the leagues. So moving on to the DFL, we have the Zona Bears and the East Valley Rampage. Now I know we talked about those guys last week, and you guys all kind of looked at me like I was a retard and on paper, but they're 6-0. So on paper, they should win this game. Now, obviously, with the Zona Bears, there's always been trickle rumors about the owners of the league overturning calls and things like that. So I still got the Rampage, though. I'm going to go 24-8 Rampage.
I heard the Rampage think they can beat everybody.
Yeah, keep smoking that. Whatever.
Like anybody. Not just everybody in that league, but anybody.
So let's talk about when they played the Canes and they ended up quitting the game because they were getting mollywopped. Yeah, that's just, we'll leave the petty stuff for the petty crock.
That's true.
The petty block.
Yeah.
So we'll let those guys do their thing.
I do like the Zona Bears uniforms though.
Yeah, they look good, man. The logo looks nice.
It's not even the logo. Just I think they have like those like UCLA colors, like the powder blue. I do like the powder blue. I'll give them that. No, I'll go Rampage 31-0.
Okay.
Do they have a kicker?
That I do not
35-0.
35-0.
Just in case.
35. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we got the interleague play, which I'm still a little confused on what's happening with this Southern League and how many teams they actually have. And I don't want to spend too much time on either one of these guys, but I'm going Soul Patrol. 66-0 on the Owls. So, who do you got there?
I don't feel like getting tagged 15 times in green zone, so I'll take the Owls 14-7.
Whoa. He said that. Come on, Tossie. Let's be real. So, okay. Cool. Well, those are the matchups for the game of the week, or what the Arizona Football Federation is saying would be like the top matchups for this weekend. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. So, but we do have the Rebels and the Canes game, which we already talked about. So we don't really need to rehash that. So we'll get back into it. So moving on. All right. So now we got the standings. That's our next segment of the standings for the CFL and all of the things that come along with that. So let's throw this graphic up for a couple minutes, have a little chat, and then we'll go into our next segment, and then we'll finish up. So we got Kane still sitting at first place, 5-0, 24 points allowed. Spartans second, Running Rebels third. The Phantoms in fourth. Outlaws sitting in fifth. Titans in sixth place. Who would have thought the Titans would be in sixth place going into week 6?
With one win.
With one win. I was trying not to highlight that part of it, but I'm just trying to go with the seeds. The Thunder's sitting at 7, and the Hawks at 8. Now we know the Hawks are at 8 because of the points allowed. I think Raph tells me all the time, they're on track to set, I think, a state record of points allowed at this pace. So if we average, I don't know if you guys are sorry. Raph's over here laughing his ass off. All right, the Hawks stay at this pace. They're gonna be up over 360 points allowed in a season. That's incredibly just wow.
Wait, how much? Say that again.
370 plus points allowed.
Okay.
If they stay at this current pace, right? Because we're halfway through the season, so 188 times 2.
Okay.
Yeah, keep laughing. I'm putting you on camera now, so you can keep laughing. I don't know why.
It's the
comments.
It's the comments.
Yeah,
man.
no.
Oh, Ro. Oh my God. Yeah.
Could you imagine if we just had him on every show, just be petty 5
I think we
6
should.
days a week?
Can we have him
We
just
can't-
come here?
Well, I don't know about
Commish?
having him on our actual show, but I definitely know that we have talked about doing multiple shows throughout the week with the Petty Sunday guys. So,
yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. Those are the standings. I think the standings right now, the way they sit, the only thing I think will change will be the 4-5 seed. I think the 4-5 will bounce back and forth from week to week, but the rest of it's pretty much going to stay right there. I think the Spartans come in second place, second seed. I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks when they both play each other, if they're both undefeated.
The Kansas Spartans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might end up moving that game to game of the week if they both are undefeated for that game.
What's the current game of the week for that week?
I think it's another big matchup.
It's Rebels Phantoms, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because that's next week. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yep. So that's why we're saying we might end up switching that game, but we'll see. Well, he's a bird team. Awesome. All right. Well, this segment is not so much will not be a repeating segment every week. This is just something that the CMX crew has signed on. The CMX has brought on another football semi-pro / professional level, but this is something super unique. I don't know if any of you guys watching are familiar, but there is an actual 11 women's team. It's 11-person women's tackle team out. There's a few of them in the state, but CMX is partnered with the Arizona Outcast. Now, they used to be the Phoenix Phantoms with a Z instead of the S, but those of you guys are familiar with those. But we will be live streaming those games, 3 home games for those guys starting next weekend on the 9th. We're still trying to figure out, where it'll be streamed, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this just because it's very intriguing to me, and I want to show the support to anybody that's trying to move themselves to a different level. So I have a couple pictures from them, from their thing. Like I'll show up their schedule here for you guys. So they played on the 9th against the Cruces Regulators. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm horrible at reading. But I think they're from Las Cruces, and then the California Crush, and then the Sun City Stealth. So Jesse and JR will be moving over to take over that new client for those 3 weekends and get those guys some exposure, and we'll be able to grow. And then we'll also be promoting our companies that we partnered with Steve and Roe and Andrew and those guys. So, but if you guys are kind of thinking about, oh, it just must be a startup, like look at this map. This is all the teams in that one league. And I think there's 3 women's semi-pro / minor league football. Like, that's a lot of teams. I think in this league alone, it's like 60-something teams across the entire country. So they're doing something right. And then I think Kraft from the Patriots, I think his niece or his great niece is the owner of this league. So they play in Canton, Ohio for their championships. So the Outcasts went out there last year and won their championship in their division. So, but here's a cool picture from their tryouts, just so you guys can kind of like. So, anyways, just kind of excited about that. It'd be fun to see, them going at it and hitting each other. And if you guys think it's some sissy games, they get on each other. I won't repeat some of the words they call each other on the air, but they definitely get into it. So, but shout out to Outcast. Looking forward to that. So we'll get those out to you guys so you guys can watch some of that game footage and go from there. We're going to hit a quick commercial, come back with Game of the Week, and wrap this week up. All right, we're back. Game of the week coming up. This will be a fun game. It's always a good rivalry between the Phantoms and the Spartans. So me and Chris will be up in the stands having a drink while we watch the guys go at it. So let's get right into this. I know we've got some notes on this game. Everybody obviously, Matt's biased, blah, 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 but we'll see how this roll out. So what are your thoughts, Mr. Zach?
My thoughts have not changed on the Spartans. I think they right now look like the most complete team. I think their offensive line has played very well. Their defensive line, like I've said before, is one of the better ones in the league. and then with Jake at quarterback, like I know obviously Scotty can do anything when he has the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
But with Jake at quarterback, it kind of adds a new dimension, to be honest, to that
Yeah.
team. The Phantoms, though, if you don't block Jerron, he will stop you. Like, he's that good, especially in the run game. So, I mean, I don't expect it to be like one of those like Spartans just come out and blow them out right away.
Correct.
I think maybe they'll wear them down a little bit, but I do think the Spartans are going to win this one, and I'll say 24-12.
Okay, 24-12.
Yeah.
I just want to know if they're wearing their gold uniforms again.
Oh yeah, they're probably.
Cool.
Oh, Raph,
Wow.
are they wearing the gold uniforms?
Raph's
He's ignoring us now.
Yeah, he's ignoring us now. He has no comment.
Oh, I think he's going to comment right now. Actually,
Yeah, he's probably. But the point is that, come on, guys, you can't wear gold and white every single freaking week. It's like you got to do better than that. If the Hawks can come out with multiple color jerseys, and the Titans and like the poverty leagues can do that, come on, Spartans, you guys can do something better, But anyways,
we're the away team, so we can't wear. But don't you guys have white? The promo like graphics you guys have white jerseys.
that's one person though. That's one person wearing
one
white jersey.
Oh, so they only have one white jersey.
I don't know. I gave all that shit to them 4 years ago. I don't know what's happened since then. They had three complete sets of uniforms 4 years ago. I don't know what it looks like now in the uniform box. So, but anyways, back to the real reason they want to listen to us. For some reason, these guys do, but I appreciate them. The other question I want to know, what the problem is? I need to stop hanging out with the petty guys because now I'm starting to be a little petty myself.
Yeah.
Are the Spartans going to recognize their plays? Is the defensive players going to recognize the offensive plays when they go up against the Phantoms? Because there's like that playbook gate and all that stuff where they, supposedly the Phantoms stole the playbook or one player stole the playbook, etc. So I'm throwing shade out there now.
Yeah, I unless I missed something, I don't know what you're talking about. To be completely honest.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch Petty. I think week 3.
That was week 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't know. I do watch them. Maybe I forgot that. I don't know.
But that comes back to like my next bullet point about the Phantoms is that the Phantoms offense is still struggling. Like it's still trying to find its way, and then making the adjustment seemed a bit of a challenge from time to time. And a lot of this is more inside information, talking to some of the players and stretch and things like that. So they should do better, though, because I know the one player that flipped the bench is out for a while, so they shouldn't have any issues there. And I think Marco's starting to feel himself a little bit. So hopefully he comes alive and we start seeing him on the stat sheet. Go from there. But that being said, who you got?
I already said 24-12. And I'll give one of those touchdowns to the Phantoms defense, by the way.
Ooh, did you hear that, Wilkins? The uneducated coach about to get a pick 6 on him.
I didn't say uneducated. And I didn't say to be a pick 6.
I said he's uneducated.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing out there, man. I mean, he's got Raph playing defense. Raph should be playing offense. Hashtag 330.
Hashtag 330.
We the 330 crew up in here. I'm going to get a shirt that says that. Me and him, 330 crew. I'm not quite there yet, but it sits well on Raph. Mine's all in my tummy area, my stomach. Raph just looks like a big boy. So, Wilkins bum. Yeah, you're right, Tosti. So, but enough with the roasting here. I'm actually going to give this one to the Spartans. I have no faith in the quarterback on the Phantoms. So, but I do believe the defense is going to be pretty solid like they are every single week. So it's going to be a low-scoring game. Be a super high defensive action. Offenses won't be on the field very long. Spartans. Let's have a kicker. So 14-7. Spartans. I think. All right. Go ahead. I'll let you do the comments. I'm gonna see what Bush had here.
Raph said that he's lost 10 pounds since that hashtag, so he's reevaluating his life. So that's good.
No, what happened is Kane's burned down by his house. Now I'm got to drive 5 miles to get his food. Sorry, I'm telling you, I got to stop producing Petty Sunday, man. It's getting
Yeah.
me all messed up here.
Who was it? Was it Petty Sunday that said that the Phantoms quarterback was the backup at Chandler?
I
Right?
don't remember.
It was this past Sunday, right? Yeah, okay. I did do some research, and he did actually. He played against Zona Bears all day. Ray, you were supposed to be a Rebel, bro. What happened to that?
It's all right. Let him be his own bear.
Yeah.
It's all
Anyway,
good.
he did actually get playing time against IMG. I remember that game.
Okay.
The starting quarterback got out, and then he was the backup to Jacob Conover, who's a very good quarterback. That's nothing bad. Jacob Conover's really good. And he saw playing time against IMG. I think he threw for like 115 yards.
Man, good for him.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't the IMG, but I think they would whoop the shit out of any of our teams.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just being real with the guys. But.
IMG, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shit, their second string would probably come out here and mollywop our all stars.
They have I think they have two teams. I think they have a varsity that plays in Florida only, and then they have the national.
Like the national travel team.
Yeah, that goes everywhere.
Yeah.
California schools won't even play IMG anymore.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
Just getting whooped on every time we play them. Bush came in Spartans 18, Phantoms 6. So that should be we're all right around the same area there.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Jonte said he can throw for 115. Yeah, but against IMG though.
Well,
now Jonte played at Mountain Point when I think they were pretty good during that time. I can't remember exactly.
I don't know,
but
I'm still not convinced Jonte was as good as he says he is. But I don't want to get on the bad side of the petty crew because then I'll be back in their roast session like I was a couple of weeks ago. So let's get in any other comments we didn't address. I see D-Will in there. Outworked known.
If third string, yeah. Oh, if third string is in, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
got you.
I see what he's saying now. Okay.
He said, "Oh, yes." I'm going to figure out a way to get these comments to scroll across the bottom of my screen right here. Well, I'm going to get with our technical guys and see if we can get that so you guys can see the comments that aren't, maybe you're not able to see them. But that's our show, man. We did it under an hour. Awesome. Couple of things, like usual, Dad's Beach time. Legacy, guys, we just got to do better, man. I don't know how other ways to say that. So I did put a thing in the captain's chat just to kind of, got a call from the COO this week from Legacy. I haven't talked to him in 8 months and wasn't too happy. So we just got to do better and recognize that there's a lot of things in play that are bigger than just playing at a facility like that. And, we have to just try to do better. That's all I'm going to leave. I'm leave it up to you guys as players and coaches to hold yourselves to a higher standard than I have. And hopefully we can get through the season. I'm looking forward to the championship. I really am looking forward to giving the Spartans their loser ring this year. So, like I said, I'm getting a Spartan ring no matter what. It's either going to say winner or 0-3 on it. So, that's it for the show. Any other comments from you, Zach?
As usual, I will do updates for the 1 o'clock game, and then I think Cody's going to do the 4 o'clock game.
Okay.
Or Raph will. Raph said he will too.
Christian will be there too. Our CMX CFL Live team will be there this weekend.
Yeah. And then I'll do. I think Cody and I are going to talk about it. I think I might do the game article this week.
Okay.
He was.
I
did it last week. Like it's on the website now, but it was kind of a last minute thing because he was very sick, I guess. So.
Yeah. No, he's playing hooky that weekend.
No, I know what's going on. He was actually legitimately sick. So, but yeah, so I'll still be doing my thing for 1 o'clock, and then. Raph will take over, and then 7 o'clock it's live, so we don't ever do updates on that. But,
okay.
But updates will be in the grid zone.
In the grid zone, so
not
you're
red zone.
moving out. How you
Nope.
guys moved out?
Nope, grid zone only, no red zone.
Grid zone only.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't already, go back, like, share, comment on CMX's pages, CFL, the Petty Sunday Crew, Intel, and then, of course, the Commish pick. We do hopefully have some new shows coming up, some Pop Warner talk shows, so revolving around the Pop Warner League that CMX is broadcasting this summer, and then we also have possibly some flag stuff coming up, hopefully in the flag circuit towards the end of the summertime. So a lot of big things happening. That's all I got. See you guys on the field tomorrow. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and you guys have a great night.